All right, guys, what's going on? Hey, welcome back to the channel. Hey, listen up. Listen, guys, stop crashing out. All right. Um, I want to go over the presidential election with you guys. All right. So many people have been asking me to, do a video about this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And I want to teach you guys a little something, for those of you who, like astrology, want to get into it, or seasoned astrologers. This will be a lesson for you guys too. Um, like I said before, I got clients of all walks of life. I got them on both sides, red and blue, the middle. So I'm neutral, as you guys know. So, however, I want to do this video to clear the air on why he won and she did not. All right. So let's just clear the air and see what happened, okay? Because everybody know they want to know what happened. All right. So I'm gonna actually go over with you guys what happened from an astrological perspective, okay? All right. Number one, guys, this was an election, right? An election is what? A competition. All right. So let's just get that out the way. This is a competition. All right. That's what an election is. It's a competition. Um, it was not for her. Okay. Astrologically, okay. It wasn't the planet. She didn't have the planetary alignments to win the election, guys. That's the bottom line. Okay. She didn't have the planetary alignments. He had the planetary alignments. All right. So we're gonna go over that. All right. So next time there's an election, um, hey, you can put your pedal to the metal and look at the planetary alignments and see who's gonna win. All right. And hey, you can vote accordingly or not, but you can sit back and watch the show like I did. All right. So let's just look at her chart. All right. We're gonna start off with ladies first. Kamala Harris, born October 20th, 1964, and 9:28 post daylight time. She was born in Oakland, California. All right. So we're not gonna really get deep in a chart like that because I want to make this a short video. But we're gonna get to the point. All right. So let's just look at what happened on election day. All right. We all know election day. Let's see what happened. All right. Now I'm gonna go over with you guys what happened. All right. And we can look at everything through the transits. All right. I can tell you that right now. We're gonna look at the progressed moon as well. All right. Okay, guys. So look, just right off the back, all right? This is a competition. What rules competitions? Mars rules competitions, guys, all right? So that's the first planet you want to look at. What the hell is transiting Mars, all right? So here we go. We see transiting Mars right here at 0 degrees of Leo. All right, guys, so we already know it's at a critical degree, all right? But doesn't matter, all right? So we want to see what the hell is it doing to her sun? What is it doing to her sun, guys? Her sun is at 27 degrees of Libra. Guys, it's squaring her sun. Okay. So right off the bat, that's a square. All right. So that's restriction right there. So just right off the bat, she not gonna win. Look at that. Just like that. Boom. Okay, we know she not gonna win because Mars rules competitions. It's squaring the sun, so she not gonna win. Okay, it's a contest. Mars rules contests, so we know she not gonna win this contest because Mars is squaring her sun. It's squaring her. The contest is restricting her from winning. The contest is squaring her. All right, so that's why. I already knew that. As soon as I opened up a chart and looked at it, I was like, okay, well, if she gonna lose this one, just point blank. Also, Mars is not elevated in her chart. It's not, is it? It's below the horizon. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So whenever you're looking at an election or a competition or any sort, whoever Mars is most elevated, that's who's gonna win. That's how it is. Whether it's election, a race, any type of contest. All right. You look and see if what Mars is doing, how Mars is aspecting that other person's sun. And if it has a good aspect, that person's gonna win. If it's heavily elevated in the chart, they're going to win. That's how it is. All right. So that's not the only thing, but that's the most important thing. All right. So Mars is squaring her sun. We see that. All right. I had to put my notes up. All right. I had to take my notes out because I didn't want to miss nothing. All right, guys. Here goes something else right here. All right. So look at Saturn. We got Saturn and Neptune. It's located in what? Her 10th house. All right. So Saturn is creating a sesquiquadrate to her sun. Here we go with another restriction. All right. So Saturn rules lack, restriction. Okay. Also, it's a very restricted planet. It's up high in her 10th house. And it's retrograde on top of that. All right. Neptune is in conjunct her sun. So she has some very malefic, debilitated planets that are create malefic aspects to her sun. So that's just right off the bat. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, guys. All right. Mars is in conjunct her 10th house. The 10th house, what? It rules what? Her career. What's she trying to do? Be president. There you go. So that's just right off the bat. All right. So another thing. Let's look at her progressed moon real quick. All right. Her progressed moon. Her progressed moon is right now is at 14 degrees of Cancer. That's kind of good, right? I mean, look at the progressed moon. It's trining, Chiron in the 10th, and all that. I mean, everything looks good, right? But unfortunately, no. You have to look at how it's aspecting her natal Mars. Okay, it's creating the what? 37-degree aspect, a decile. It's a minor aspect, guys, but it represents completion. Okay, so basically, she completed the competition, but she didn't win it. Okay, so it's just showing that she completed the competition. That's it. All right. But if you go back and look at her transits, oh man, let's go back and look at the transits real quick. I mean, everything looks kind of good, unfortunately, really good. Not unfortunately, but it looks good, but she just didn't have enough, unfortunately, to overcome those malefic aspects. I mean, look at her sun. Well, the transiting sun is at 14 degrees of Scorpio. It creates a nice trine with her, 10th house, her natal Chiron. I mean, that looks good, right? But she had too many malefic aspects to win the election, guys, to win the competition, so to speak. It's just too many malefic aspects, all right? So that's the reason she didn't win, all right? So let's just take a look at Donald Trump real quick. Now, guys, we already went over his chart, all right? So we not go, get deep in his chart personally, but he was. If you want to plug it into some type of program, you can. He was again. We're just going to go over, the day he was born. He was born June 14th, 1946, at 10:54 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Of course, in New York, guys. All right. So let's look and see what happened on the election day in his chart. All right. So here we go, guys. What's the first thing you see? Yep, I see it. Mars elevated. All right, in his chart. I mean, it's really elevated, isn't it? And it's in the 11th house. The 11th house rules what, guys? Politics. All right. Also, I don't want to miss nothing here. It's making a sextile to his 10th house. See that? So, guys, that sextile, that gives him the opportunity to win the competition right off the bat. Not only Mars, he has Mars elevated, but also his sextile his 10th house. All right, so that's his career. So he has the opportunity to win the contest or competition, which is the election. Okay, so as soon as I saw this, I was like, well, he's going to win regardless. You see what I'm saying? Especially when I looked at her chart. Also, man, you got a lot of good stuff, guys. Mars is creating a minor aspect to his North Node, guys, which is in the 10th house. It's creating a novile aspect, okay? So that represents implementation, growth, and productivity, all right? So that's a positive minor aspect, just right off the bat. All right. And don't forget, okay, although Jupiter is retrograde, it is transiting, it is retrograde in his 10th house. It doesn't matter. That also gives him a little bit of luck to his son. All right, in the 10th house. So, I mean, they gave him luck. Although it's retrograde, they gave him a little bit of luck. All right, so he won on that too. So, I mean, just with those aspects alone, that really gave him the edge over her. All right. We're going to look at his progressed moon real quick. All right. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just want you guys to kind of just chill on the rhetoric because, I mean, look, the planetary alignments just wasn't for her, as you can see. It was for him. I mean, it's just how life is, guys. Okay, from an astrological perspective. That's why we look at astrology to calm our minds, and so we won't get all out of whack. Because a lot of people just don't know why the hell she didn't win. But everybody can seriously look at it now astrologically and see why she did not win. All right, and we can see why he did win. All right, so look at his progressed moon, guys. It's in 9 degrees of Scorpio. All right, so it's making a quintile to his Mars. All right, so quintile, it represents an enhanced incentive to aspire to a goal. Okay, so you see how positive that aspect is. It's a minor aspect, but God, I mean, again, this is a competition, so you want to look and see where Mars is. You know how his progressed moon is aspecting his natal Mars. All right, so that's how you want to do. Anytime anybody have a competition, that's how you want to do it, guys. All right. A lot of this stuff is not in the book. This was passed down to me, so I'm passing it down to you. All right, just like that. All right, guys. So this is why he won and she didn't. Unfortunately, she didn't have the planetary alignments to win the election, guys. All right. If she would have had Mars a little bit more elevated than you know how he had it, she would have won. If you know, Mars would have aspected her son a little bit better, she would have won. All right. So this is how it is from an astrological perspective, and we look at events on this channel from an astrological perspective. Okay. And this was a major event. It was a major contest. All right. And hey, it is what it is, guys. So and also just kind of looking at her chart, as you can see, she does have Saturn in it, you know, transiting in the 10th right now. Right now it's retrograde. It has to pass on through her 10th house. All right. So she's going to be given a choice either to retire because Saturn rules retirement. All right. Or as you can see with this Saturn, you know, transit is going to be going into Aries, or she can start something new because, you know, really she had a Saturn return. So that's why she really kind of ran for president, guys, because it was like a new era. Okay. Anytime you have a Saturn return, you're going into a new era. So she just passed this era. This era has been erased, as you can see with Pisces, because Saturn's in Pisces. So it's going to be going into Aries. So she's going to have a choice to start a new venture or retire. She will probably retire from politics, but she will be going into something else in a very authoritarian way, because Saturn rules authority. Okay, so hey, she can start something new and be the leader or authority in another career, because Saturn is in her career house right now, so she has a chance to start over. Also, Neptune is also there, so it's going to be going into Aries as well. So she's going to make a huge career shift. So it's not all over for her, guys. All right, so she's good to go. This ain't the end of her. So she's just going to be switching gears. That's all. So, but yeah, hey, she ran a good race. I mean, so did he. He just had a little bit better edge than astrological than she did. That's all, guys. So that's it with that. You know, once you look at it from an astrological perspective, you just learn to accept what is, okay, and not what could be, okay. So what it is right now is that he got it, okay, and the planets were aligned for him to get it and not her. So, and that's it. She's aligned to get something else, okay. So you can see the alignments in her chart and how everything is about to play out in her chart as well. So this is not over for her. Just another door is going to open up for her. All right. So just wanted to get that out there, guys. Show you how the election went from an astrological perspective, and